Hey everyone, welcome back. You're watching Kamloops Trout, and this is video 8 of our Countdown to Ice Off series for 2020. So tonight I'm going to be sharing with you all a very productive proven pattern that's earned a permanent spot in my fly box for years to come, and one that hopefully will serve you just as well as it did for me. So we're just tying on a size 14 curved nymph hook in the vise with a 332 brown magic bead, both sold at Togan's Fly Shop here in BC. And I'm just tying in our uni stretch material for our gills, and I'll just trim those off flush with the front of the hook eye. And then I'll also use that uni stretch just to build a little bit of a taper in behind that bead. And what this does is it reduces waste with your tying thread, as well as minimizes your tying time. When you've got these 2x long hooks and you start getting into the bigger sizes and you want a nice body taper, it requires a lot of extra wraps and uses up a lot of your thread and a lot of your tying time. So if you do that, just a little trick, and it really does save quite a bit. So now we're just tying in some UTC 70 olive thread, followed by some small olive wire, and I'm just going to tie that nicely right in behind the bead and secure it down along the side of the hook shank. And I'll just hold that back in my vise and put in our last material, which is some medium brown holographic tinsel that I got on a spool, but you could also use Flashabou, any brown holographic material, as long as the desired width suits the size of the fly. Of course, if you were going down to a much smaller fly, you would want to use size small. So just judge accordingly. Bigger the fly, bigger the materials, right? So we're just gonna fill in the rest of our body here, creating that nice smooth body taper that we're shooting for. And I can't stress enough how great this fly's been for us. We've had plenty of days now where the fishing's just been off. We've tried many of our favorite patterns, searching the lake, trying to match the hatch, pumping a few fish, but not getting the results we're wanting. And there's been a few times now where we ended up putting these things on, and for whatever reason, the fish just go nuts over them, and it always seems to be at those times where the fishing's the worst. So that's why I've called them the Slump Buster, and hopefully they'll do the same thing for you. So I definitely would recommend having a few of them in your box to try one day. So next part of the fly, we're just going to take the hollow tinsel and follow in behind those 7 ribs, very carefully filling in the gaps, and just try not to lay on top of the wire, but just pulling it up nice and tight to the rear of each wire wrap. And give them a try. It's super simple. They're not too difficult to tie. They're not all that complicated, but they definitely they have their days where you wouldn't want to have another fly on the end of your line, because I've been out there where ain't nobody catching fish and we're just hammering them, and it's not because of anything we're doing differently, except for that we found that right color, and there's times where this is it. So I highly recommend you all to check it out, have a few in your box and try them out, and let me know what you think. So one last thing to mention that is crucial to this fly to get the desired effect is using something to coat the fly that's going to really darken up that thread, as it definitely makes the two colors blend together very nicely, and that's the desired look that we're going for. So some things don't always darken the thread up as much as others, and in this instance it's definitely what we want to go for, because that is the desired look of the fly. So if you're using something different, it might still leave that olive fairly light colored, and I don't know if it would produce as good. Maybe it would, I'm not sure. So Hope you like it. If you guys have any requests for the next 7 videos, please let me know in the comment section. I'd love to try and do something else, whatever you guys are hoping to see. So thanks for watching. Cheers, tight lines.